Friends, I want to talk to you about something that's kind of strange for me to be saying, and that is that I am a vegan and have been for about 10 weeks now. Now, maybe more accurately nowadays, it would be to say that I'm a plant-based eater. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. A lot of people are calling themselves plant-based eaters or people on a plant-based diet because they think that the word vegan has a connotation that might be slightly political. Maybe you think that you just don't believe that any animal could be killed and eaten, or to be a vegan you got to be a member of PETA. You're not going to wear some fur or some leather or whatever like that. Well, that's not where I'm coming from. Although the diet that I am living on now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, folks, nobody on this planet at age 54, I guarantee you, is eating more chicken. I don't know, maybe I am like one of the biggest bird eaters. I love chicken and turkey, and I love fish, I love pork, I love beef. More than anything though, I like fish and I like chicken. And I've eaten just piles of it throughout my life. Cheese, love cheese. I love milk products, dairy products. The thing I was finding out though with my diet is that it was causing problems. And it was causing weight problems, which are sort of starting to ease off now. I'm starting to lose some weight because of the whole vegan eating thing or plant-based diet. So here's what I guess kind of what I'd like to start doing is once in a while vlogging about being a plant-based eater. Not eating anything. I eat nothing that is meat-based now. I don't eat milk, don't eat dairy products, don't eat eggs. Basically it's just anything that is plant-based, whole grains. I'm not one of these people that eats all my food raw. I cook all my food, pretty much all of it, unless it's just a good piece of fruit or vegetable that I like to eat raw. But by and large now, I won't even say by and large, I mean 100% for over 10 weeks now, I've eaten nothing but plant-based foods. I've eaten no chocolate. Friends, I can't believe those words are coming out of my mouth that I've gone 10 weeks with no chocolate. I can't think of 5 days of my life that I can remember when I haven't had some sort of chocolate. Ever since I was a little bitty boy, I was eating Reese's Cups and little Hershey's Kisses and stuff like that. I've eaten so many Hershey bars, so much chocolate and stuff in my life, and this just blows my mind that I've made this change. So how did I make this change? That's the big. First of all, let me say this: I don't know how to convince people that this is the best thing to do, but it absolutely is. I mean, just one-on-one trying to convince you that you should start doing plant-based eating, especially if you have problems with your weight, especially if you have problems with your cholesterol, have problems with your blood sugar, problems with your blood pressure, a lot of those things that can lead to serious illnesses in your later years, right? It can cut your life short by decades. We've all heard our whole life, thousands of different places, I'm sure hundreds of places for sure, people telling you eat fruits and vegetables, mostly that, watch how much you eat whole foods, avoid eating fatty meats. Very few people though will really just break down until you don't eat any meat. But I'm here to tell you there's a whole lot of science, and I'm talking concrete, rock solid stuff that you cannot dispute, that says that the healthiest way to eat is plant-based eating. Just cut meats out totally. Number one thing, and I don't know why I've never heard this from anybody else before, but it turns out that pretty much all cholesterol, your body can make cholesterol. Your body, you have to have, I think, some cholesterol, but all external sources of cholesterol come from meats, come from animal products, we'll say. So if you don't eat animal products at all, then you'll never have a cholesterol problem, or you shouldn't. I mean, here again, I'm not a doctor. I'm just telling you things that I've learned from a program I went through, and it's called the CHIP program. That stands for Complete Health Improvement Program. I'm not here to sell you on that program. I'm here to tell you that program, going through it, which is not a free program, but going through that program is what's made me decide to make this life change, and it's been a great change for me so far. So briefly, I'm just going to say I went through the CHIP program. You don't have to. All the information that CHIP shares with you is pretty much out there. It's just CHIP, the program I went through, which is, I think it costs like $600 to go through about a 10-week program. It is great training. It's awesome information. It is in some cases it's free food that you get. It's nice resources. It's 3 different books you get, and a lot of videos you watch, and these videos just hammer home over and over and over again the fact that plant-based eating and moderate exercise is the way to go if you want to extend your life. So what did the CHIP program do? I think the CHIP program, in a good way, sort of brainwashed me into becoming a vegan. And so again, they don't call it vegan, but it is 100% vegan lifestyle is what they're pushing. CHIP, the thing that was cool about it, totally non-judgmental. They tell you right off the bat, hey, if you don't want to totally go plant-based, that's fine. Maybe you consider reducing your meat consumption. Maybe you do it once a week, or at the very least, you just eat the very best kinds of meat, not the meats that have a lot of saturated fats, or you cut out trans fats and stuff out of your diet. I'm not going to try to convince you blind you with science here and tell you why. There's 1,000, like I say, studies that can prove to you that really the most healthy way a person can eat is to just eat plants, fruits and vegetables, and hopefully in as close to their original state as you can get them. Less processed the better. Although I do eat some processed. I eat tofu cheese, and I'm eating vegan cheese and stuff now. I'm finding cheese substitutes that I like that are processed but still 0 cholesterol, maybe a little more salt than I ought to be having. But what I've been doing, I've been eating mostly stuff like lentils, green peas, tofu, various other soy products to get my proteins, soy milk, almond milk. I'm trying to watch some of the things that I eat on a vegan diet can be detrimental to someone who's had kidney stones. So I'm trying to also get a balance when I eat any kind of really good vegetables that are high in oxalate. I'm trying to get a calcium. A lot of times I'll just like chew a little Alka-Seltzer mini soft, these little soft pills, maybe after I've eaten a bunch of vegetables that would have high oxalate, because that gives some calcium that can bind with the oxalate, and it can pass out without processing in my kidneys. Long story short, what has happened after 10 weeks? So I lost like 18 pounds without even really trying. I mean, the only thing I've done really is walk. I've lifted weights, I don't know, 5 or 6 times in 10 weeks. Just to see if am I losing muscle mass. I don't seem to be. I mean, it seems like my arms are just as big as they always were. I think a lot of people would, my shoulders, my chest, I'm just as stronger feeling actually than I was. I was feeling really bad eating the highly processed foods. I ate lots of eggs and lots of meat and a lot of fried foods. I was eating out a lot at fast food places, way too many French fries and just unhealthy food, lots of candy. Folks, I would hit a spell where I was not depressed, I would say distressed, very stressed, and I would turn to Kit Kats, or I would turn to Little Debbie Swiss cake rolls, or Snickers bars and stuff like that. But I've had 0 candy, 0 refined sugar. The only sweeteners I use a little bit of stevia, however you say that, some sucralose. Some people would tell me I'm wrong to even do that, but I got to be honest. Sometimes I got to have something a little bit sweet. The only cereals I'm eating are like totally whole wheat, like shredded wheat. I would tell you to look into CHIP, C-H-I-P. My good buddy Jamie Griffin watches all of Dr. Greger's stuff, and I'm familiar with him too. I read a little bit of the book by Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn. That was a book that was recommended by a cardiologist friend of mine several years back. Dr. Brian Asbill, who it turns out actually is a medical consultant for CHIP now. Or he's very much involved in the CHIP program. So CHIP was not free. It was $600, but I have to say it has changed my life. It has in a way that nothing else quite could make real for me. It has made real the reality that I need to change what I'm doing. One of the things I remember, one of the really crazy graphics that I'd never seen, or pieces of video, was they actually showed a person that had a blocked artery, and in the CHIP, some of the CHIP videos showed a surgeon pulling the plaque and stuff out of a artery, and showing how clogged up an artery was with trans fats or animal fats. that wouldn't have been there if that person had been eating plants. And when I saw that, it looked so nasty and awful. I have to say that's still imprinted in my mind. One of the best things I could say, if you're feeling bad, if you're significantly overweight, if you're headed toward being significantly overweight, if your energy level has dropped, if you eat a lot of sugar and you're becoming pre-diabetic or you're already diabetic, the thing that's interesting about the whole plant-based movement is you can reverse certain life-threatening illnesses, like you can have just terrible cholesterol. You could be at a point where there's nothing that surgery can do for you. Dr. Asbill, I've got a interview I'll post eventually. Maybe, I'm sure he wouldn't mind me posting it, where I interviewed him years ago. And he said, he'd had people come in that had to have stents, that had to have bypasses, grafts, and all these did cabbage, what they call cabbage surgery. And he said he'd come to a point where those people would come back to him again and again, having to have more surgeries and revisions. And he said, at some point he realized there's not a thing he can do for them with medicine or with surgery. And eventually they're going to run out of options. The only thing that could be done was they changed the way they eat and they changed the way they move. And so I started doing that. I've been trying to walk. Do I get 10,000 steps in every day? No, but I usually get at least 6,000 or 8,000. And I'm trying to get that 10,000 goal in every day. Just move more, get up and move more, and eat right. I will say this, all of my scary numbers have gone down. My cholesterol, total cholesterol has gone way down. My blood pressure now is like, 116/80 or something like that. Maybe even lower than that. I cannot remember what it was the last time. It was something crazy. It started out like 142/100. And my blood sugar, I was in the pre-diabetic range. That has taken quite a bit of a nosedive now, so I've just quit eating sugary, no refined sugars, no candies, no junk food whatsoever. And I just got to say, look into plant-based eating. Start doing some research. If you have the money and resources to go do a CHIP program, I do recommend that. Like I say, it is a brainwashing program that is good. It does not try to teach you any political agenda or any kind of spirituality or anything like that. They're not condemning people for eating cattle if you want to raise cattle and whatever else. Nobody's condemning anything. It is a very non-judgmental atmosphere, but it is people talking about, like the best life choices. You can make a life choice that's going to reduce your probability of disease by 50%, or you can reduce that probability by 75%, or you can reduce that probability by 100%, which is the way you want to go. And before long, it starts to dawn on you that, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go head first, 100% into this. I'm going to give it everything I got. And that's what I've done. The program has come to an end. I'm going to a graduation ceremony for it tomorrow night. But I'm going to keep on with this. I guess from now on, Tony is a vegan. I'm a reluctant one. I mean, I got to say, I still see a steak. I still smell chicken as I pass by Zaxby's and I want to eat chicken. That's probably going to always be with me. But I'm going to have to treat food almost like a drug. Now, I want to tell you, like if I were, an alcoholic or something. I want to say this, though, in closing. If you start plant-based eating, and if you get the right kind of support and the right kind of information, and you start eating the right kind of foods, and there's all kinds of people that will help you with this. I'll help you with this if you want to reach out to me. I mean, I'll be doing some vlogging about this. I'll be sharing my advice. You are not going to miss anything when it comes to food. When you start eating the right kinds of things and you start feeling the way you're going to feel when you do this, and you start finding out that those good foods that you think weren't so good all along, maybe that's not, I don't think I would like that eggplant. I don't think I would like that butternut squash. I just don't know about a pizza that doesn't have meat or real cheese on it. You will find out there are some awesome, awesome options. You're not going to be hungry. I've not been one bit hungry. Honestly, I've probably eaten more calories on this diet. It's not really a diet, it's a lifestyle change. I keep calling it a diet, but it's not. I mean, I have to say I'm not on a diet at all. I eat like a pig. And still I've lost 18, almost 19 pounds. And again, minimal effort. So what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to try to get even a little bit more real about it now that I've graduated from the program, now that I've got the information I need, the knowledge that I need to move forward. And I'm going to start exercising a little bit more. And I'm going to get, I hope, 30, 40 pounds off of me, just so I'll feel better, my knees and joints, and I'll feel better. I just, every day I get up and I've got more energy than I had before. Inflammation goes down when you're eating the right kinds of foods. That's one of the things, gastro problems. I had a hemorrhoid back before I started this, and I know it was from just the fact that I was so plugged up with meat and cheese and stuff like that, and I've had zero gastro problems, no heartburn. Folks, I can't start to tell you what a great choice this is, and I never had any willpower before. I never had any willpower. I think it's because I was trying too hard to go cold turkey and quit bad foods, and then I would give up after a few days. What I needed to do first was learn how to eat the right kinds of foods, not starve myself, just go ahead and eat like a pig, just eat the right kinds of foods. And a lot of people will say, in closing again, you know, where are you going to get your protein? How are you going to survive? You know, you got to have protein in your life. You know, when I think back, I mean, I would gobble so much chicken down and I wouldn't chew it as good as, I mean, I honestly think that when I eat lentils and beans and peas and tofu and other products that are high in plant protein, I personally think that my body holds on to that protein better than I did when I was eating all the meat. And you know, let's face it, look at some of the most powerful animals on this planet, like a horse or a big old 500-pound gorilla. What does he eat? He doesn't eat meat. He eats, he's a muscular, big animal, rhinos and stuff. These things eat plants, and they're massively muscled. And so there you go. I mean, you're not going to lose muscle. You're not going to become a wimp if you go to plant-based eating. Again, any friends that I've got, any people, subscribers, if you're interested to know more about this, drop me a line, put messages in, or messages in the comments. I'm going to probably every couple weeks give you some updates, maybe share some recipes and stuff with you. So here I am, reluctant vegan, old redneck boy from the high mountains who's eating more pig and beef and chicken and stuff than you can shave. You've eaten squirrel and rabbits and pheasants and grouse, and you know, I'm a meat eater. I've eaten deer, and I can't even start to tell you how much meat I've consumed, and I cannot believe it, but here I am today, a vegan. And no chocolate, no snack cakes, no anything crappy, no potato chips, Doritos. I've just given all that up. And I got to tell you, it is worth it. It will be worth it for you to do this. I'm just saying this for the health of the people who watch my channel. Peace to all who watch. Subscribe to the channel if you like. Hey, thanks for watching the videos and supporting me. Bye.